Welcome back, everybody, to the P&Ns Podcast, number 5, 4, maybe 5, maybe 4. I don't know.
4.
Weeks are starting to fly by. I hope that everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving Eve, if those who partake in the partying on Wednesday. Yeah. Matt, how's your Thanksgiving, my man?
Good. No complaints. Ate a lot of food. Got a little drunk. Good day.
Yeah.
Watched football. It's a win.
I'll tell you what. It was a great Thanksgiving because of how good each game was.
Yeah, that's true.
Besides the Giant game up until like midway through the third quarter, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But
yeah, that was a good lineup for once. Usually Thanksgiving Day games suck, to be honest with you. But
if you were to tell me, like, to be honest, to like that day, I would have said that the Cowboys games was going to suck. The Lions Bills games was going to suck, and the only one to really like watch would be the night game. But all three of them were home runs. I particularly loved the Lions Bills game. I thought that one was my favorite.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was a very entertaining game.
Yep. It's frustrating.
Yeah, for both sides. Because like Lions had a chance to put themselves ahead and win the game, and same with the Bills, to be honest. And but it was a fun game overall, I thought. And same even with the late night game. I feel like the vibes.
Friggin' thought the Bills were gonna lose, and I was a little bit excited, and then they won. So
then they won. Yeah, then they kicked it up a little bit.
Yeah. Dude, this Bills team's very beatable, though. I will say, very beatable.
Very beatable. Yeah, I would say it's like
the only two solid teams. I think you got to say. Well, in the AFC, I mean, the Chiefs are the only team that's like you could say, without a doubt, is probably the favorite.
Yeah,
and the NFC is wide open. I mean, you could say the Niners look really good right now, but even though they've lost some games that they shouldn't have lost, you know.
Yeah, but like you could say that. I thought that was earlier in the season, like they're coming together as a team. But yeah, no, I agree. They lost games they should have won, like the Bears, right? Week 1, you can go back to that one.
Yeah.
Like in that's like a worse loss now than it would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Trey Lance could never.
Very true. That's very true. But yeah, look at the playoff picture. You got like Chiefs are pretty good. The Dolphins are really good, especially what they did to Houston.
Yeah.
The Titans, I feel like, are probably the most beatable 7-4 team on there.
Yeah, they always are. Mm-hmm. Even last year they were they the number 1 seed?
Yeah, they're the number 1 seed.
That was probably the beatable number 1.
The only problem, like, that was like they had everybody hurt last year. Like Henry was out majority of the season. Came back to that one playoff game against the Bengals, which they were booted on. But even like just for them to be number 1 seed was impressive enough. But yeah, didn't really do much with that. And then the Ravens, especially what happened yesterday, they still look cool.
Yeah.
And then you look at the wild card picture from 5 to 7. You have Buffalo, who's probably if Buffalo were to play because they play the 3rd seed, correct? Like Bills, Titans. We saw what happened week 2 against those two teams. You know, and that's maybe you could say the Titans were at full form then, but yeah, that's interesting. Then you got the Bengals looking in on the wings. Oh, sorry, I take that back. Bills Ravens would play since they're 5-4. Okay.
The Ravens. Turns out I love how the narrative was all right. Hollywood Brown's not that good. He drops the ball a lot, and then it's like, oh wait, no, actually.
It's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, no, but you kind of should have kept him in that offense, just so he has a playmaker.
Right, exactly. Well, that's like the whole conundrum that they have with that offense is like, all right, that like I'm not taking a shot, even though I'm really nobody to take a shot, but like we know Lamar Jackson isn't a heavy passer, or even that whole offense isn't pass heavy. So like it makes sense for them not to pay a wide receiver maybe over $15 million a year for that position because they're not going to use him as much.
Yeah.
But when you have Hollywood Brown still in his rookie deal, regardless of if you're going to sign him to an extension or not, like still have him for a weapon. He's a speedy guy. You don't have to run him deep, but if you do, but like you saw the Deshaun Jackson play.
Yeah.
Jags, even though they lost, but like they're just missing that.
That's true.
I feel like if they had like a consistent deep threat or mid-range guy, that would really put their offense into a whole nother level against teams because they would have to worry about that deep pass and also the run.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. Like, why they didn't, I don't know. Did they even get much of a return for him?
I think they got a pick, right? Was it a second round?
I think so.
They didn't, because he was traded in that draft last year, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did trade him for the 23rd overall pick.
Oh, really? That's pretty. Who'd they draft?
Let's see. Tyler Lindenbaum. That's actually a good pick. Center from Iowa.
Yeah, that's been solid. Is he a guard or a tackle? He's a guard, right?
Center, but I think they have him playing guard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a bad pick. Especially because like the wide receiver class, George Pickens. Yeah. Imagine like George Pickens and Lamar.
Yeah, but Chris Olave, he's been shredding it this year, and Garrett Wilson last week too.
Garrett Wilson, Drake London, he's been tearing it up.
Yeah, you need to get an Ohio State wide receiver. That's what you need to get.
Yeah, Ohio State or Alabama.
Yeah. So you want to get into your Giants, man? What's happening?
Let's do it. I think they're really banged up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Team past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think the Lions game was a trap game. I said that too. People listen to the podcast all the way to the end. I did say the Lions game was a trap game, and people that watch the Bills game that attest to it even more because if the Lions were to beat the Bills, that would have just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't know, but yeah. Losing to the Lions, I mean, my team wouldn't know about that, so.
Bears.
Huh?
Y'all lost to the Bears, dude.
Justin Fields has been cooking, man.
Dude, y'all lost to the Bears.
Hey, 29-0 to the Lions, brother. Our backup quarterback. Backup.
Bro.
Huh?
31-18. All right, relax.
Hey, I got to say, though, my take of the New York teams are frauds. I'm looking good, man. I'm looking hot. Ever since I said that, you guys, what, 1-2 maybe? Yeah. On a 2-game losing streak?
Like, we could. To me, like, honestly, I'm not really like that depressed about it because I didn't expect them to win 7 games regardless. You know what I mean? It does suck because like I had a red hand going into this stretch of this season when it mattered most. Like playing meaningful football in December is awesome, and we're still in it. Let's see. Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings, Colts, Eagles. The Giants could go 7-10.
Oh no. Oh no. Dude. My takes, man. I love it.
See if yeah, still can't see it.
Huh? All right. Well, you didn't need it. You need to see me anyways.
Hey, come on, man. But yeah, back to the Giants. Tough stretch going down. Have the red hot Commanders, then we go against the Eagles, then we go against the Commanders again, then we go against the Vikings, and then we go against the Colts, and then we finish the season with the Eagles. Look, if we go 500 or a little bit above season, you know what I mean? Make playoffs. Why do we have to make playoffs? So we can get embarrassed on national television again like we did in 2016 against the Packers?
The guys go out on the yacht and take a picture.
Yeah, right. Odell Beckham. That fucker put a curse on us. But this week they're expecting to get a lot of guys back from IR. Evan Neal is supposed to be back, so hopefully we'll get our starters back and get things rolling again with Saquon. You know, Saquon hasn't really looked his best self probably since the Houston game, maybe a little bit even the Seahawks game. But you know, I'm not hitting the panic button yet. Like it's all building blocks for this first year coaching team and this team. So, but it should be interesting to see. And if worst case to worst, we just play spoiler to the Eagles and the Commanders for playoff seeding. I'm fine with that. Knock the Commanders down a little bit. But the Commanders are getting hot right at like the right time.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just usually when you start to see the teams that go on runs, like you saw it last year with the Bengals. You know, like creepily getting those wins and like just no one really talking about them. And like the Commanders are one of those teams right now that are just getting those wins. And they had a huge win against Atlanta this past weekend. And going, I think they're 6-1 in the last 7 with Tyler Haneke. It's awesome. And it's cool to see the team rally around him too.
Yeah.
You can tell like they really care for that dude, and the defense is playing pretty solid. It should be interesting, especially how good the Cowboys are this year. Look, like it wasn't like a blow. Like the scorecards were to say like, it was a blowout by Cowboys and Giants, but the Giants had opportunities to make that game early on too, competitive. That turnover that they had 2 turnovers, and they really only scored on one of them off of that offense. So, yeah, I think injuries had a part in it. Talk about the other New York team. Mike White might be the guy. I say, but you know how it is. The Jets, you got to take it to a week to week basis because those Jets fans from quarter mark 14:52 could say this Jets team's going to the Super Bowl, and then third quarter, minute mark 6 minutes 16 seconds could say this team is the number 1 overall pick with the draft.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Those are Jets fans for you, and you can't blame them because the Giants have sucked the past like 6-7 years, but and win 2 Super Bowls. You've seen your team win 6 Super Bowls in a 20-year span. Jets fans, most of their parents saw 1 Super Bowl if they were lucky, and with little to no success. And Chad Pennington might have been the only glimpse of success, or Mark Sanchez, that is. But at least in the past decade, that team has sucked. So you have to take it with a grain of salt of how good they are. But the Jets do look like a complete team, though. And especially if, like, you could say if they have Bryce or Brees.
Don't they have both?
I think so.
They have Bryce Hall, who's a corner, and then they have Brees Hall, who's a running back.
Correct. Yes. I apologize. I'm not a Jet.
And there's also Bryce Hall, TikToker.
Okay, that's who I was thinking of. Brees Hall, the Jets running back. Scott Curtin be coming on. If the Jets make the playoffs, he'll be on.
Yeah.
Or if they're playing meaningful football on Christmas Eve.
That's fair.
But Mike White did look good, though. You can't take that away from him.
Oh, no, yeah. He always has
one
game.
Yeah. And, like, he takes those hits. I remember, I think, who was it? He came in against the Saint game. I'm sorry, when they beat him. And then the next following week when they gave him the start again, and he got hit, like, hard or whatever, he was, like, on the sidelines. Like, they took him out. He wanted to come out of the game.
Yeah.
So if he gets hit pretty good, you'll see his true colors come out, I think. But yeah, I mean, right now I'd be happy with what happened against the Bears.
That's a game you should win.
That's a very good. Yeah,
Patriots didn't do it, but also they didn't play against Justin Fields, so. But
yeah, but you can't like.
Oh no, Justin Fields in that game. That's a very different game. That's a very different ball game.
I can agree with that.
A healthy Justin Fields that's scorching defenses right now. That's different ball game.
True.
But
the rushing. Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about. Do you think Zach Wilson is done? He looks sad.
Dude,
he looked like Mac Jones when Bailey Zappi came in. He looks sad.
But like, that dude, Mac Jones didn't have a look of like, oh, my career's over. That dude had a look of like, oh shit.
No, it's like
my career is over.
That's fun. It would be like nice to be like a fly on the wall to actually know like how everyone feels about him in the locker room, because I don't think anyone really likes him, to be honest with you.
I think after his comments last week, it definitely rubbed people off.
No, well, I honestly, I think it was Elijah Moore's been saying it this whole time, and everyone was kind of giving him crazy eyes, like,
yeah.
But was it more so he was the one talking because no one else would in the locker room? Like he was the only one that had the balls to say something, like to at least.
And look at Elijah Moore's game this past weekend.
Yeah, got a tutty.
And the whole locker room was like chanting, like post game.
Yeah.
So like you're probably onto something there. Media likes to shit, and like they always want to not point to the quarterback and then point to the other guy that's raising questions. Because yeah, you're right. I'm thinking back about it now. I remember. I think it was going to the bye week. Remember when he asked for the trade, and he was saying that there's no with Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. So, yeah, man. He has another 2 years left on his deal, plus a 5th-year option.
What was the quote you cut?
Oh, sorry. So he has another 3 to 2 years left on his deal. Do you think if the Jets get rid of him this offseason, that's like telling about how the team perceived him, especially in the locker room, right?
If they get rid of him that soon, because if they hold on to him, that means they have a glimmer, like a small like sliver that he's gonna be, who they thought he was gonna be.
Yeah.
But if they ship him right out, that's gonna tell you. Which I could see him being such a bad sport about this that he asked for a trade in the offseason, because that's just the vibe he gives off of, like kind of like a spoiled kid that's like, I should be playing. I should be, put me in, coach. I should be playing over this guy.
Yeah. I think it has 1 game minimum, like that we've seen this last season. But if Mike White continues to say, I'm going to say like we can't. That's his. Let's just put this at his ceiling. Who knows? Like he can always outplay what he played this past Sunday. But like, say he still plays to that caliber, racking up wins or keeping it competitive games. Yeah, like why wouldn't you go like White for next season?
Yeah.
And maybe see Zach Wilson as a backup role. That's probably more of like probability, I would think. Yeah, I think you're right. He probably will ask for a trade. Like, look at Sam Darnold.
All Mike White has to do is just throw the ball for over 200 yards a game, and he's probably going to keep this job.
I mean, I think he just has to complete it more than 10, because Zach Wilson had only 7 completions.
That's insane to me that he that just shows like you're not media trained, but like your defense, like the Jets Patriots, that was a defensive game. Both teams were friggin'. I know the weather conditions weren't great. Mac Jones has a worse arm than Zach Wilson. He was throwing fine, and Wilson can throw fine.
And you could argue Zach Wilson has more of an athletic ability than to develop more plays.
Yeah,
play breaks down.
Speed,
or
he has
arm
talent. Maybe not the accuracy is not there, but like,
yeah.
And then you go out. Oh, do you think you let the defense down? Well, obviously you did.
And like, you could say one thing about the media train, and this is my thing with the media when they ask questions like that and how everybody else perceives them, like kind of how we're doing. It's like we always shit on the guy that gives the worst answers. Shit to the guys that give like the corny but kind of good answers to how do you respond to that question. Like you kind of just can't win. But that was a scenario where it's like that's terrible.
that was a softball home run. Be like, you know what, guys, that's on me. I need to be better. Literally, that's all you have to say. Take a book out of Russell Wilson. Getting fucking yelled at by his own defensive tackle.
Diving into that.
No.
I don't think we should waste it.
Yeah, you want to dive into that?
I love my boy Ross. It's so sad, but
he looks so attacked and like so sad after that. It was like
yeah.
you could tell he
You
did
know
not.
why?
That was out of left field for him. He was like that. Oh, this. I'm just gonna tell this guy like, oh yeah, let's keep it going, and then he just fucking snapped at him. He was like, oh, yeah, okay.
I wonder what the vibes are there.
Oh,
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that 30 for 30 one day. Like just the collapse of Russell
it's
Wilson.
last name Wilson, bro. Last name Wilson. Zach Wilson and Russell Wilson.
I guess it's a bad year for the Wilsons, huh?
Yeah.
You know, look, like seen this happen before with quarterbacks that were on a team for a long time and then go to a different team. You saw it with Donovan McNabb. I think I alluded that to in the first episode. Like, wasn't shit when he went to Washington and then went to Minnesota right after. The only caveat now, though, Russell Wilson's going to be getting paid $130 million for 2023. So they can't cut him, and no one's going to take that cap hit on. So they're going to fire Hackett, and they're going to hire somebody that thinks they could save Russell Wilson. Do you
know what you got to do? I think this is what you got to do. You got to call in the offseason, you got to call up the Washington Commanders, and you got to be like, hey, Carson Wentz for Russell Wilson straight up. And we'll throw a bunch of picks your way. So you can take all of Russell Wilson's freaking dead cap, but you at least you'll have picks.
That's the thing. No, like, all right, we can say what we want about Dan Snyder, but they're not off the hook completely on that.
What do you mean?
So, like, the Broncos would probably have to pay at least 50 to 30% of that contract still, if they were to trade him.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, a team won't willingly take on $103 million.
So he's still not on his extension till was it next season?
Yeah. So he's making what he's on his current deal next year, and then what he's making on his new deal next year. So that's why it's $103 million.
It's so funny. I mean, I can't say I've never seen this before, but like in my heart, I was like, oh, Broncos are a playoffs team. I was like, this is a surefire. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah.
Now, here's my argument. You could give me shit on this online if you want, and you could give me shit on this too, and tell me I'm being too much of a Russell Wilson dick rider. Was it that the team just is too in air? The defense is there together. Think it was just too much of a change for them?
No.
You think it, or you think it all falls on Russ's shoulders? Because the running backs haven't been that good either.
No, and I mean, we didn't get to see really Javonte Williams shine this year because he tore his ACL pretty early in the season. But that's going to be your guy. But you've seen these wide receivers play better with less of quarterback. You know, like they play better with Drew Lock. Drew Lock, at the end of the day, Russell Wilson's better than Drew Lock. That's a fact. Yeah. And you've seen him, even with like Teddy Bridgewater, you've seen them play better. It's like especially Courtland Sutton. He's taken a step back, but he was almost like, not like, I don't want to say DeAndre Hopkins level, because DeAndre Hopkins was like quarterback proof, you know, with the Texans at least. But Sutton was kind of quarterback proof for a little bit, where it was like, okay, he's still going to produce. Now he's taking a step back. I don't know, because on paper, you look at that wide receiving core, I wouldn't mind having that wide receiving core. But I'm a Patriots fan also too. But
yeah,
you're telling me
I would take that.
Jerry Jeudy, Alabama wide receiver, Courtland Sutton, and then we never got to see Tim Patrick towards ACL. Who's the other one?
KJ Homer.
Yeah, I would take that.
I also think too that let's be real, Russ is a scrambler. He's not a pocket passer, and you take Nathaniel Hackett, you pluck him out of Green Bay, who had great success with Aaron Rodgers, who is a phenomenal pocket passer. Isn't really like, he can scramble into that deep ball, of course. You've seen Aaron Rodgers do it, but that's Aaron Rodgers' game. To where I think this kind of what we talked about in episode 2 was like Seattle kind of worked with Russ's ability, not the Russ work with the ability of the offense. So I think that's kind of part in what the coaching is doing as well. Because every time you see success the Broncos have, it's Russ like rolling out to the right and just making shit happen. Like I saw, it got called back, but I saw he threw a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone. I believe it was to Sutton, and it got called back because of holding. But But that was the point. That was like vintage Russ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be a tweak of the offense. They're obviously probably going to move on from Hackett at the end of the year, as sad as it is for that guy. But that's the fate of the Broncos, and it sucks because they're at least locked in with Russ for another 2 years.
Oh, they have to be.
You know, and credit to Russ for getting that contract because he has a MLB agent, so that's why the contract is so goddamn high. You know, but also like, look, right now we could transition into this topic as we get into the preview of week 13. But Deshaun Watson's contract, right? Say Deshaun Watson comes back, has played football in 700 days to be exact, and say he sucks it up. That's a waste of $235 million guaranteed. Yeah. Guaranteed. That makes Russell Wilson look like he went to the dollar store.
Yeah.
And if you watch the preseason games of Watson too, not look good.
No.
I don't know, but I have when we talk about the preview for week 13 about the Browns, because I could go off on that. Nothing outside off the field stuff, but on the field stuff, and as a team and as an organization. But Carolina has their own struggles in their own right, and Sam Darnold looked good.
Yeah.
And wasn't afraid to throw it against. He torched that defense up. That defense is supposed to be really good as well.
That's true.
So kudos to the Panthers.
Secondary too. Surtain.
Yep.
Surtain. He's been getting cooked these last couple of weeks though.
Yeah, he has.
He got big time cooked against Devontae Adams too. Oof, big time. He tried to guess the route. He guessed wrong.
That was an overtime loss.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Here.
Mm-hmm.
We could also talk about over the weekend.
You want to talk about the Patriots game, or do you want to leave it? We don't have to.
Oh,
we don't have to. No, we don't have to talk about that.
What, that they lost?
Dude.
Talk about it. Let's see it.
What do you want to know?
Did the refs screw you guys?
Okay, well, I'll get into this. I'm one of even as a fan, if I say that, I hate when we go be like, oh, the refs lost that game. I hate saying that. That just feels so. I mean, was there a couple calls towards the end where, I mean, Mac Jones got assaulted, he got his neck snapped, that should have been called. But the Patriots, I noticed the Patriots got a lot. How much? Fucking have a stroke. They got away with a lot towards the end. There was offsides. There's a couple false starts that they didn't call. So, do I think it was a bad officiating game? Yes, I think it was bad on both sides. I think it was more towards even, but I feel like everyone's saying it was against the Patriots because they all happened towards the end of the game. You know,
I think the
Patriots. Yeah. Patriots should have won that game. The special teams won it for them last week. They lost it for them this week. You can't, in that close of a game. Yeah, in that close of a game, you can't hit the punter. And then I don't know if you noticed that the next punt after that, they ran into him again, but they were lucky that a player kind of pushed them.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that, and it's I mean, Justin Jefferson is going to cook. He's top 5 wide receiver. That's fine.
But that late in the game, you can't let him.
And it's just it's frustrating because Mac Jones finally had a good game. Something where he could.
He had a great game.
Yeah. And it's that's something he should build his confidence. But you look at him at the end of the game, the kid looked like he was on the verge of tears.
Yeah. And that showed he gave his everything into that game too.
Yeah.
Which is great to see, especially for that young quarterback.
The only thing, I don't think he's ever going to get away from it because it's a mental thing. Dude, as soon as a blitz comes, dude, he shits his pants. And it's so bad. Yeah. He literally can't deal with a blitz. It's he can't pick it up. And as soon as he feels the pressure, he scrambles, he freaking folds, right? The play's over right then and there. As soon as he feels someone breathe on him.
Yeah. That's also it's a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
New offense-ish.
Yeah.
just has to get used to, you know. And I hope they don't. I hope they don't move away from him early to move away from him. I think definitely think you have a competition with Zappy and him, but yeah. But even then, does that knock his confidence?
No, I think I think this was like if he couldn't put up points in this game, then I think it would have been like, all right, he's done. But he could put up points. They should have.
Dude, yeah.
They put up that. I mean, that Hunter. Oh, well, also that Hunter Henry touchdown. What are we doing? What are we doing in the NFL? I understand. I can't complain because a couple of years ago, was it Jesse James? They called that back against Steelers versus Patriots. So I can't say that. But
title game.
But the Patriots got screwed because they used that same call. They changed it in the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already gotten screwed for it. But if you're going to call that same one, and then if you look back at the Travis Kelce one they called, that one was incompletion than this one.
Yep.
Dude had his hand underneath the ball. Whatever. Yep. So he really did put up 30-plus points because that touchdown should have counted.
Yep. I agree. 100% agree on that. And plus, like, dude, you look at his stats, dude. 20 for 39. 28 for 39. It's pretty good.
No, that's very good.
382 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's a good
win.
Day. Yeah.
The win.
Not because of the quarterback, and everybody loves to blame the quarterback, but that's a team loss, you know.
Yeah. He put up points.
Yeah.
See, after that lucky win they had against the Jets with the special teams, see, they went back. He improved. Zach Wilson went to the bench.
Yep. And that's what also Mac Jones didn't say what he said to the I think that, and that's the difference, right? Because that to say that, right? Who knows how Bill would have handled that? But Mac and Zach pretty much had the similar games, right? Didn't do much. Good defenses, you can give you them argument. But the preparation aspect from Bill, all right, and even Mac himself, that's credit to him, is he showed out. He can still score points, prove that he's a great passer, and he did that. Where's I going with this? That's the New York media, though, is like they're always going to push and spotlight the young quarterback because they know they can get in that guy's head. As sad as it is, you know.
Oh, but that's you think New York media is bad? Boston media is just as bad. You have every sports radio talk show. They pretend they're Patriots fans, but they just shit on Patriots all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
They pretend
they even did that with Brady too.
Yeah. Literally, you would have thought it was a New York sports talk radio talking about Brady. No, it was literally your own fans.
Exactly.
Boston media is bad.
Yeah. And while we're on the tonight, it'll be a short week for them. Not really a short week. Sorry, they play Thursday, so so it's pretty good. That's actually a good.
Yeah.
Teams.
And the Bills too. Yeah. That's actually not bad.
You're gonna have a fresh start, like a fresh team type of thing. Yeah, obviously the Bills will be without Von Miller, which helps out the Patriots. And also I want to see how against the Bills.
This game, I've been saying the Bills are beatable. I still have like a 10% chance. I think there's a 10% chance the Patriots win. I don't think they take this game.
Really?
Yeah, but I will say that's just the pessimism in me, being a little, Patriots. Yeah. But I will say they win this game, their playoff hopes are very much alive. They lose this game, they're done. This is a game they need to win because they're going to a tough stretch. So they need to win.
After this one, they go to Cardinals on Monday night. Then they go to the Raiders Sunday night game, which is winnable. 2 winnable games after the Buffalo.
Josh McDaniels has Bills kryptonite, bro.
That's actually very true. Then they host Cincinnati, host Miami, go to Buffalo. Finish out the last 3 weeks. That's a tough stretch. The only 2 winnable games you got there are Cardinals and Raiders, and I can't even say the Raiders is a winnable game considering how they've been looking. Not saying that they're they play spoiler, I think, at this point for their season, but Cardinals are they're doing too much, and after what Kyler Murray said about Cliff Kingsbury, that team looks like it's to be imploding. But that's I think the Patriots could still scramble. Let's go to the standings.
They need a beat. They need to beat the Bills once. They have to in that stretch.
They have to. They really do. They have to beat them at least once, and they do have to beat Miami.
Yeah.
Regardless, because it's like Miami beat them earlier this year, so they could split that. Like, that's the best part about the East is like the Jets. Besides the loss to Patriots, they beat the Bills and they beat the Dolphins. So like the Jets are still in the mix. So that's why I think you guys are still in it, even if you lose on Thursday night. Like, actually, no, you guys still are because. Let's go from the 7th seed right now is the Jets, 8th seed is the Patriots, and 9th seed is the Chargers, right? Like, Colts are the 10th. Presumably, they're 17-16 right now in the fourth quarter, so let's see if they hold on the win. We'll talk about that later. But you guys could run the table, say you drop 2, and say the Jets finish like 8-9, 9-8, and you guys finish like 10-7, see how the Chargers land. You guys could get that 7th seed, I think.
Say they got to win. They got to win a couple tough games though.
Yeah,
even with
definitely do.
Injured Josh Allen, that's not easy. It's still not an easy task.
No, but without Von Miller though, that takes away a lot of their defense. That's what they had flaws on last year. So they couldn't get to their last ends. Look, Buffalo. I'm very happy for that organization considering how they have had that terrible luck. They weren't really that good until Josh Allen came to town, and even when Sean McDermott, you could give credit to him for turning that franchise around. He did. He led them to the playoffs.
But Tyrod.
Yeah.
Show some respect to Tyrod, man.
Down not like, you know what I mean? Regular season quarterback, like we've seen with Phillip Rivers, and we've seen with Drew Brees, and we've seen with like all these other quarterbacks that we say are great. And they are great. Josh Allen is great.
Yeah.
It doesn't really stand. He's 1-1. So is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like if everybody wants to shit on Baker.
Yeah.
System. I always go back to the system argument, but that would be my like this is and you can say the same thing about Lamar Jackson. He's had that one playoff win, 1 or 2. So yeah, I think this year there's a lot of pressure on Buffalo. So let's see if they can stand the pressure, and hopefully Bill brings it to them Thursday night, as I'm sure you hope. Like it's gonna be a good game, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we can get into it. The Jaguars, are they the Jaguars of 2017?
Did you hear who was that? Was it a safety was talking about? That was awesome. That was pretty funny.
That was awesome. I'll go to war for Doug Peterson.
He's just like, props Trevor Lawrence. He didn't have a rookie season. He had to deal with Urban Meyer.
That was great.
Oh, God, dude. Urban Meyer.
That's bad, dude.
What if that's a fever dream in the NFL right there? It's like, oh, that happened.
That's like Nick Saban too.
Yeah.
You know?
That happened.
College coach that and had sustained success. Is Bill O'Brien the only one?
No. Yeah.
Think of a college coach that came in the NFL like Matt Rule, gone.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly, gone.
Chip Kelly had one good year.
Yeah, literally. Nick Saban lasted 2 years. Urban Meyer didn't even last a season. Who else? Bill O'Brien. What do you think of?
And he didn't have much success.
Besides just leading teams to playoffs, like that's to me, like that's the comparable success. Yeah. Like that's the ceiling for college football quarterback coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury is probably going to get fired.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that was successful.
All right, I take that back. Pete Carroll. But he was in the NFL. But he was in the NFL before. That's how we're filtering this.
He didn't have he didn't have success until what? Was it USC?
USC Did he lead the Patriots in '97? I heard.
Oh, I think he did.
And then led USC to those title runs, and then Seattle.
Yeah.
All right, so Pete Carroll might be the successful college football coach. Jim Harbaugh also had success.
Yeah.
He was similar to Bill O'Brien, though.
Oh, I would say.
You'd say it's better because he went to the Super Bowl?
That, and we didn't have enough. They gave up on him so fast.
So, dude, 4 years. In the fourth year, it was like their worst year, and then they were like, all right, see you later.
They gave. Was it him or was it them?
I heard they were saying it was both.
That's crazy because he was good. He was good for his first 3 years, right? And then one bad year, they're like, all right, yeah, we're done. What?
We're done. It's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Jed York really screwed that. And they sucked for a little bit because then they brought in Chip Kelly and Mike Tomlusa. Remember that dude?
Oh, Jim Tomsula?
Yeah, Jim Tomsula. That's who it was. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and then they got Kyle Shanahan. I like Kyle Shanahan.
He's a boy. He's a boy.
Yeah.
College coaches.
No.
If anybody else thinks of one, comment below to let us know who you think.
Yeah, all 16 of you.
That's it. All 16. Hey, we're just growing. We're growing the brand.
Yeah.
Ed, you might be right. They may not win a game the rest of the year.
Dude. Dude, our takes are looking great. Except my Aaron Rodgers take. That's one's not looking good. But other than that, our takes are freaking looking great. I might be wrong about the Aaron Rodgers one. I might be. I just might be.
Dude, the NFC South is one frisky division.
Frisky. God.
Not a single team is above 500.
Oh, crazy, dude. I would have thought, like, it's just so bad. We need to start taking, like, every year, start tracking down what teams we thought were going to be good, and they were just horrible, you know?
I can name you 5.
And, like, we just need, like, percentages of, like what were the correct, because the Bucks are not that good. I thought the Bucks were going to be good. Rams are not that good.
Packers suck.
Who else? I thought the Raiders were going to be pretty good.
Broncos at 6.
Even you could put the Chargers up there too.
That's 8. All right, if you'll put Chargers, that's 9.
Wow.
Bad teams.
That's crazy.
Dolphins were supposed to be mid.
Yeah. Did you see that video about Tua and Mike McDaniels?
Yeah, no. I love Mike McDaniels so much.
Yeah, dude. I will say though, when Tua was talking about how he was like, yeah, you could tell they're doing different videos, but you're like, yeah. And he was talking about when someone believes in you, he's like changes your whole whatever.
Yeah.
Look on it, because he was asking himself, do I suck?
Yeah, and that's like good insight too, because like Tua might think he's alone in that, but I can guarantee you, like, you've seen these young promising quarterbacks like just succumb to that, right? You've seen it with Brady Quinn, you've seen it with Matt Leinart, you saw it with Vince Young. You know, you could say you saw it with like Jameis and Mariota. You saw it with Jared Goff. Probably went through a similar thing. He's still trying to find his bounce back. I'm sure with those shitty years, Matt Stafford had that thoughts, you know?
Yeah.
So Tua's not alone in that, you know. RG3 probably had that. So that's just, it's cool to see that too, because that shows that like that dude's human type of guy.
Yeah.
You know, like he's not like Russ where he's just like, blah, 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 blah. Thank God.
Yeah. Computer quote right here. Insert computer quote.
Yeah, has it on the wrist or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, it really makes you want to fight for that. I'm not really I'm indifferent on the Dolphins. Like, I don't hate them, I don't like them, type of thing. And I wasn't really like a huge Tua fan going back to his Alabama days, but it's cool to see that team turn it around too, especially with the controversy, especially after hearing like Flores not believing in him as the guy.
Yeah.
You know, and then like bringing in Mike McDaniel, who even then had in his own right had like everybody had question marks on, like this dorky, quirky guy that no one really thought, you know, and like this dude. Niners this weekend is going to be must-watch television.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be a chess match. People are wrong, but it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm thinking it's going to be a high-scoring game because you have Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, two of the similar minds that are just going to be making chess move after chess move on each other. And DeMarco, like that on his defense, bro, is just going to be playing their practice offense.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be wild. They know Jeff Wilson. They know Raheem Morstart. They know that whole running back crew. You know, if they could stop Hill and they could stop Waddle.
Yeah.
That's really all they got to do. Like, man, I can't wait to watch that game.
You know, it's actually a cool thing to see, though.
What's that?
It's actually cool to see Jalen Hurts and Tua, like, doing good. And it's funny because remember when Tua came in? Won that national championship for him, came back in that game, took his job. And it's funny now they're both doing very well in the NFL. That's crazy.
Very well. It's awesome to see too.
It's crazy though, because like you can look at that moment and most people would break and that would ruin the rest of their career, but Jalen Hurts bounced back. And now he's playing on one of the best teams in the NFL. And Tua's playing on one of the best teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Both playoff bound. Oh my God, what about a Super Bowl? Between them two?
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, that'd be sweet. That'd be really sweet.
That'd be cool.
Dolphins got a juggernaut of an AFC though to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chiefs, Bengals. Tough to go through. Buffalo.
That's crazy though.
You know, Eagles probably have the best path too.
It went from Brady every year, like, oh, we got to go through Brady in the AFC. Now it's just like, okay, Patrick Mahomes, here you go. Now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And like that's the best part too. Going into this season, everybody was sleeping on the Chiefs. You know.
Yeah.
They were bad. They lost Hill. It was the only thing to talk about. But like Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs are still very much the Chiefs. Like nothing really changed. And then you could tell that they could just plug and play people.
Remember when Keenan Allen tweeted that? He was like, "Oh, when Tyreek Hill got to, he's like, someone's about to get real exposed." They both, no one got exposed in that.
Nope. Early on, you might have said that, but it was so early in the season.
Kelsey looks just as good.
Dude,
Mahomes
looks sick.
It's as good.
I saw a report though on the tight end position of the Eagles trying to recruit Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick, but I don't see Rob playing for another quarterback other than Tom.
No.
But
imagine the Chiefs get Gronk and they just have two fucking dumbass tight ends.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Gronk
That'd be electric. That'd be electric. All right. Do you think the Eagles had an easy road to 10-1?
Probably. If you probably look back at their schedule, yeah.
Beat the Lions. Beat the Vikings. Good win. Beat the Commanders. Beat the Jags. Beat the Cardinals. Beat the Cowboys. Beat the Steelers. Beat the Texans. Commanders beat the Eagles. Eagles beat the Colts by 1. Eagles beat the Packers by 7.
I mean, looking back at it, you can definitely pick some games out of that. But
yeah,
honestly, you beat the Vikings. That's pretty impressive. Cowboys, that's impressive.
Impressive, yep.
Lions, that's not impressive. But
Commanders, they're split 1-1, so you could say that's a good one.
Yeah, But it's crazy.
But that's Commanders with Carson Wentz.
Yeah, and it's like you can go. It's funny, just like week by week, it's so different. Like now, you can look at it. You can look at it as like a whole sum now, and you're like, okay, that's actually not that good. But like week to week, the team was hot last week. You're like, all right, but they were hot last week. They might give them,
That's true. That's
run for the money.
We always do that. We fall into that trap, It's a what have you done for me recently, league too, and then you want to also dub down. Team has done as well, and build up another team. Finds that much greater into a game.
Yeah.
NFL is just a wild animal.
It is. It's only going to get better.
Only.
And crazy.
So I want to hear your takes on former Patriot quarterback, not in South Beach, that is not in the Bay Area of California, but is in the Cleveland, Ohio, Jacoby Brissett.
Jacob?
What you make of his performance against his former teammate, Tom Brady?
Hey, Jacoby. He's once a part of the Wolf Pack. Him, Jimmy G, and Brady. But we'll say Jacoby's never going to be. He's never going to be a star-studded quarterback, but he's going to be someone that the team can be like, oh, this guy's got that dog in him, And he's gonna throw out a block for me. Okay, I love this fucking guy.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
He's just one of those guys where it's like he's gonna be. You have a chance to win if he's in the game. You do. You have a decent chance. And now Deshaun's gonna be like, all right, tag me out. I'm coming in, and we'll see how Deshaun does.
It's so tough because it's like you could make the argument that Jacoby deserves to stay in there, especially after beating the Bucs, even though the Bucs aren't the Bucs, but like rallying the team considering how the Browns are like on all right, they're 4-7, can still make a push type of thing.
Yeah.
If they really want to if they really consider about it. But like, yeah, you can't just have a $235 million quarterback sitting on the sidelines.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Especially even if you did, it would just be you'd get even memed more than you already do for signing him,
Dude, that's like the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Ballsy. Very ballsy.
It's like, I don't know how, like, as an organization, if, like, how'd you think that was, like, gonna go down? Like, how'd you think that was gonna be okay? And how, like, oh, it's fine, and then give him the fattest contract? It's like, what world are we living in?
Pounds. Well, I guess because it's like guy to the side because the guy that brought you relevant again in Baker, right? Can't take that away from the guy. Say what you want about him, but he made the Browns relevant.
Yeah.
Gave him their first playoff win since 1999, and then you just want to push him to the curb because he's kind of mid or had a hurt season, and then bring in the guy who hasn't played football in 2 years, and then you're expecting him to give you the push into the playoffs. Let me know how that works out for you, pal.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes out.
Think
the greats. Yeah,
do you think he's gonna get it? You think he's gonna? The crowds are gonna give it to him.
It's such a sticky situation.
Yeah.
But he got suspended. If they didn't really think that he did anything wrong, would he have gotten suspended? I'll let the people be listening to make the judgment on that. So yeah, I hope the boos rain hard for him. Honestly, not really rooting for him. If they have success, great. They're in a stacked division, so it's not like they'll be pushing the gap. I think the Ravens and the Bengals are light years ahead of them, regardless, this year. So, yeah, it should be interesting to see, though.
Yeah.
But if, all right, so say he drops to 0-3, right? You put Jacoby back in there?
Yeah, you gotta. We gotta.
Yeah.
If he goes in there and loses a couple games, you gotta be like, all right, maybe it's just not his season, and then we'll regroup. Hopefully, sign a couple guys in the offseason. Revamp that offense or whatever you need to do. But
the offense is there though. Think about it.
No, it is Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper.
Chubb. Mark
People
Cooper.
Jones. People Jones isn't bad.
People Jones is not bad. Austin Hooper.
Did I say Amari Cooper or did I say Cooper Cup? I don't even know at this point.
You said Mark Cooper.
Oh, I did? Good. All right.
At
that point where I'm just tired.
Even if you did, me too. Even if you didn't, I did hear Coop, so I thought you said Amari Cooper, so it don't matter. Yeah, man, it's that Browns seems to be interesting going into next year, I think. But and you can even say the same thing about the Raiders. See what they do at quarterback moving forward. They seem to have the pieces. They hope they re-sign Josh Jacobs. They have Devontae. They have Renfro.
Josh
Jacobs
going off this year, man.
Going off, dude. Contract year. Good for him. Proud of him because it seemed like going in there like, dude, they had this guy jogging on the field preseason at a Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And that was going off. So, I hope, and then the 2-game winning streak. So I hope they can put it together, get a couple wins going because I like that Raiders team. I like the guys on that team.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Derek Carr get some success and be interesting to see where he goes next year. Considering the Raiders probably want to move on, but they think they can't get anything out of him.
I don't know, but like, are you gonna get anyone like
Tom Brady?
No.
Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels reunite in Vegas?
Dude, Tom Brady goes anywhere.
Brady with Renfro, Brady with Waller, Brady with Devontae Adams.
Bro, if he's going anywhere, he's going to San Fran. If Jimmy G doesn't win them a chip this year, they're gonna be like, all right, Brady, come on. And then fucking dude, Brady. You tell me Brady with fucking Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and then fucking Kyle Shanahan with that defense. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me, dude. His dream is literally to be Joe Montana. That would be him being Joe Montana.
That's true. At 47.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Fuck. All right, bet. We're taking bets here. November 28th. Does Brady go to San Fran? Poor Trey Lance.
Hey, he sold. Tom sold his soul to win another championship without Bill. Now look at him.
That shows you that they need each other.
Yeah, come back home.
You could win one around you.
Yeah.
Same success like you did in New England.
It's like
they both see that.
It's like that. Was it the Wolverine meme where it's him lying in bed like looking?
Yep.
It's like Bill and then Tom, and then Tom's doing it to Bill.
Yep. Same vice versa.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels is doing it to Bill too.
Yeah. That's true.
Matt Patricia did it, and his wish came true.
Yeah, and then he was like, "All right, you're actually going to be on the offensive side of the ball." And he was like, "What?"
Yeah, Joe Judge.
Yeah.
I just want to run in the third.
Yeah, can we have Joe Judge go back on the special teams? He was really good at special teams.
He wants to punt it. Third down.
Oh God.
That poor guy. For week 13, give me your top two, man. What do you think? What are you highlighting?
Let me take a look at the games. We're doing hot takes.
Hot takes or
last time I got fucking shit on for my hot takes. I picked both favorites, but I didn't think they were favorites at the time. So I'm gonna go hot takes. I'm gonna go fucking. All right, hot takes. Week 13, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Hot takes. Texans beat the Browns in a Texans revenge game. That's my one. And then Broncos over Ravens. Let's ride. Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Ravens.
Wow.
Yep. That's my two.
Yo.
Okay, let me look at the betting lines. Who are the favorites? Because I don't want to get shit on again.
Oh, you might.
Fuck. Broncos are definitely not favorites in that game. Texans are definitely not favorites.
No, they look bad. It's the Browns in the first week with Watson, and who better to play Watson than his old teammates?
Yes, Broncos have a plus 8.5 spread, so they're underdogs. Are you shitting me? The Texans are. No, Cleveland has a 7. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I took the underdogs. Those are 2 underdogs.
I like it. I'm gonna go with the Rams beat the Seahawks, and the Giants are beating the Commanders. All right, you know what? I'll steer away from the Giants. I'm gonna steer away from the Giants because I just found a better. I just found a better game. To say.
You're gonna do Titans over Eagles, aren't you?
No, actually, I'm just gonna do the Jets over the Vikings.
Ooh, that would be a Kirk game to lose.
Yeah, it would.
That's a big.
But like the Jets are not slouches this year too. So it's like it would make sense for them to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, the defense.
Yeah, the defense would keep them in it. If Mike White could just be actually great, just sustain success and complete more than 7 times.
Usually we'll get Kirk Cousins. He has the game of his life, and then usually he falls back down to reality. So that's actually not a bad pick for you.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully,
we'll have our intern Kyle see how we do.
Yep, Kyle, you're out there. Send the podcast. If not, you're a fucking fraud. Keep track of that, dude.
Well,
we'll have you on too, Kyle.
Yeah, and your fantasy football trades are ass. They suck.
Those are just hysterical to laugh at. Like, it does make my day sometimes. To think that, like, he's like, this is actually pretty good.
And then he's getting mad too.
Yeah, he's getting pissed. And now we're doing it in basketball, which is pretty funny.
Dude, he's trying to get me. So he wants me to trade Stevenson, who's been getting 20 points a game for the Pats, for just George Kittle, which George Kittle has been like.
Is if he?
Yeah.
He's not in that offense where they need him.
And then now he's trying to give me him and Kareem Hunt. I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Oh, no.
Oh, my fucking chair. Sounds like I'm fucking farting.
Or for fat ones, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You got anything else you want to hit
on? No. Sucks. I'm supposed to be on vacation and I'm working tomorrow.
No.
Second day on my vacation, I'm working. Woo! Let's go, guys.
A workation.
So yeah, guys. Can we start watching this thing so I can...
start watching, start liking, start subscribing, start being interactive on the gram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and get us some likes.
Yeah.
Get us some advertisers so we can make some money and we can quit working at our jobs. Yeah. And we can talk more about sports, particularly football, particularly NBA, some MMA, some NHL when the Stanley Cup matters.
Yeah.
And maybe even the soccer Lombardi this year.
USA, big game.
Yeah, USA versus Iran tomorrow. Out 2 o'clock. Check your local listings to wherever you're at.
Hey, you pronounced it correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, good for you, man. This is a big game. US needs to win, man.
Can't tie.
If they win, they're in, man.
Yep. Yeah. I hope they score some points there.
And that's soccer, man.
So if you like soccer, just for you.
Yeah, fuck you, England. We tied you, bitch. You're supposed to be 4-0. Fuck you.
You got lucky off of that PK. Lost. Didn't get that PK.
Fuck you.
Fuck them. USA, baby.
Stay across the pond where you guys belong. Yeah.
That's it. Podcast. Peace out. Enjoy week 13.
Hell yeah.
USA taking down Iran.
There we go. Let's ride.